In this video, I'm going to take you from the absolute basics of Google Drive to using it efficiently to manage your entire digital life. Whether you're a total beginner or just someone who wants to stop emailing files to yourself, I've got you. So let's jump straight into it. To access Google Drive, the first way is to go to drive.google.com, and the other way you can access Google Drive is by going to the waffle in the top right hand corner, selecting it and then locating Drive. Both of them will bring you to the same place. We're going to look at My Drive as a starting point here, and let's quickly go through the left hand side. You've got My Drive, which is your filing cabinet. All the files here belong to you. Then you've got Shared with Me. Think of this as incoming mail. You don't really need to organize it because these are items that have been shared with you. But just note, those items can disappear from your Shared with Me if the person who shared it with you decides to unshare it or delete it. Then you've got your recent. This is like a history timeline of the files that you've been using regularly. Then you've got starred. Think of this as your VIP favorites list. So any files that are really important that you want to get access to really quickly, you'll star them. And I'll show you that later. Then you've got spam. This just protects you. Say if someone's trying to share something with you and it might be phishing, Google has some intelligence in the background that might just put it there to protect you. And then you've got your bin. This is where anything you delete will be for 30 days. After 30 days, it is deleted permanently. Let's go back to My Drive and let's see what's under the new button. So if I click on new, I have a couple of options here. I can create a new folder, upload a file, upload a folder, and also I can create various documents such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Vids, and many more. So what we're going to do for the first bit is we're going to create our first folder. To do this, we click on New and then New Folder, and we're going to give it a title 01 Training. The reason why we've called it 01 Training is because Google sorts files alphabetically. Numbers force your most important folders to be at the top. So we've called that Training. I might just actually add training materials just to give it a bit more information. So let's do that. And there we go. We're going to click on Create. And we've created our first folder. The next folder I'm going to create is, let's go for Gemini Rollout. Yeah, let's go for Gemini Rollout. But this time I'm going to do it by right-clicking, New Folder, and then Gemini Rollout. So we've created folders two different ways. One by going up to New, and the other way is right-clicking in your Google Drive and then selecting New Folder. So how do we get items from our computer into Google Drive? Well, I hinted at it earlier. You could do this by going to New and then File Upload, and then we select the file that we want to upload. In this purpose, I've got a Word document that I want to add to Google Drive. So I click on that and then click Open. And as you can see, it's uploading it, our Google, and here it is, our file in Google Drive. So I made a mistake here. I didn't put it into the training material, and I can quickly solve that. Really easy. I just simply click on it and then I drag it into training materials. There we go. That Word document now lives inside training materials, and I can just double click and there we go. It's in there. To open this document, say if I wanted to make some edits to it, all I simply do is double click on it. And that will open up a new tab. And as you can see, it's opening it up into Google Docs, which is the equivalent of Microsoft Word. And you can see here, it's still got the same file extension. It hasn't changed the file extension at all. So what I might want to do is, let's just say I just want to make this a bit bigger. I've done that. You can see it's saving in the background. And if I close it, it's still there. It's still a Microsoft document. We're going to open that file again, but this time we're going to convert it into a Google Doc. So same as we did before, double click on it. But this time we're going to go up to File, and then we're going to click on Save as a Google Doc. Now this is if I want to work in Google Docs and I'm not going to work with it offline. I like to just do that, convert it to a Google Doc. So let's close this. What we'll see here now is we have two files. Because I saved it as a Google Doc, it's created a copy of it. I no longer want the Word version of it. And what I can do to get rid of it is I could right click and then select Move to Bin, but I'm going to simply just click on it and drag it into the bin. So now this is the document that I'm going to work with. If I wanted to create a new Google Doc from scratch, what I'd simply do is click on New and then go to Docs, and there we are. So I could call this Getting Started with Drive, and it was saving in the background there. But at this moment in time, it's got an untitled document file name. We want to change that. So to do that, I'll click on where it says untitled document. And what you see here, it's taken the first line and given it that file title. There we go. Happy with that. And now that's been saved. We'll just close out of there. I'm going to go back to my drive. So if I wanted to upload a folder, as I mentioned, and I want to be a bit quicker and I want to upload everything inside that folder, what I'd simply do is do this. I'm going to do it in the Gemini rollout folder. So double click into it, click on new, and then I'm going to go to folder upload. And this time I'm just going to select this folder because that's what I want to upload. So I then click on upload. It will tell me that 3 files are going to be uploaded to this site, and that's absolutely fine. There are 3 files in there, and then click upload. And there we go. It'll do it in the background here, 2 out of 3. And then what you will see is that folder's been created, but also it's got all the files in there that was on my computer as well. So really easy to do there. To further organize my folders and files, there are a couple of options that I have. So let's just go on to training materials. If I right click on that, I have another menu that comes out in terms of organize. Now I could click on move, and I'll show that later. But the ones that I want to focus on is the starred and the color folder. So this is a really important folder for me. So I want to star it so I don't have to faff about trying to look for it. So I just click on star, and you can see a star appears there. And now when I click on starred, that folder is in there. But also, what about if I wanted to add a color to a folder so it stands out when I'm just looking through my different folders? Same thing, right click, go to organize, and then I might just call this green because it's an active project that I'm working on. You can come up with your own color codes in your company. So now we've color coded our folder, we've starred it as well. So we're starting to get a bit more organized. Let's go back into the training materials. Actually, let's go into the Gemini rollout this time. What I want to do is I'm going to convert this because I want to share this with people. So I'm just going to double click on it. Looking at this, I want to just show you some options that happen when we click on a file. So if I click on this file, a couple of options appear. So let's look at the first one, which is to share. So I can click on here to share this file with someone. Here, I can enter the person that I would like to share it with. So I'm just going to share it with Lauren. What's really important here is to look at the permission settings that we have. So if I click on the drop down here, I have 4 different options here. I have viewer, which is essentially they can just look at the document. They can't do anything to the document. Then I've got commenter. This means they can comment on it as well and leave notes for me. Then you have editor. This is where they have full control. They can delete, update the document. So you just need to be really careful what permissions you share with the person. And then at the bottom, we've got add expiry. This is basically a really good way is if I'm sharing a document with someone and I know I don't want them to have it for a long period of time or there's a deadline, I can add an expiry date to it as well. But for the purpose of this, we're just going to click on edit. And then I might give a short message to the person so they get a notification in their inbox. I'm going to say, here are the prompts. And then I can send that to them. Let's have a look at this one. This time we're going to share it a bit different. So I've got a guide on using Gemini. So what I might do is do the same thing, click on the share icon, but this time I'm going to change it to giving it general access. So anyone with the link this time can view it. This is good in instances where you might be sharing a document with someone who doesn't have a Gmail account and all they need is the link. Once I've got that, I just click copy link. That will copy me the link and then click done. And there we go. I have that link that I can then share with a person. Let's just go back and look at some of the other items here. So I can also download the document as well. So I can just click on download and that will download it as a Microsoft Word document. So if you're working with someone who doesn't use Google Workspace, this is also a way to download it. And also you might just want to have it on your computer. I can also rename the file. So say if I need to rename the file, I can also do that there. I can also star it as well. And if I click on the 3 dots, I can also decide that actually I might want to move it and organize it. So I can click on move, and this time I might change it to training materials. And there you go. That's been moved to training materials. Just as we're coming to the end of our tutorial, here is a bonus tip. that I would like to share with you is you can click on the cog settings, the top right hand setting, and click on settings. And then what I normally do is I go down to uploads. So you notice I had to keep on converting the Word documents. So if I didn't want to do that, I can simply just click on convert. Any document that I upload will automatically be connected to a Google Workspace document. And another tip is offline. So if I'm working somewhere I don't have an internet connection, I can simply just select offline and those files will now be available. And there you have it, a quick tutorial on how to use Google Drive to be more efficient